With the big power shift in Washington now, Michigan has 5 lawmakers heading up 5 major committees.
Their votes and policy impact your finances, your future, your family. 24-Hour News 8 political reporter Rick Albin went to Washington and tonight looks at their influence on your lives.
Committee chairmen are chosen from the majority party. Democrats in the Senate, Republicans in the House. Because of the makeup and seniority of Michigan's delegation, the state has considerable influence. Washington, D.C. Majestic, impressive, historic. And for better or worse, what happens here has a big impact on how you and I live our lives. Michigan has 17 representatives here, 15 in the House, like all other states, 2 in the Senate, and nearly a third of them chair major committees. But what does that mean? Yes, there are 5 committee chairmen, but does that give Michigan a leg up when it comes to legislation?
I think what's important about that is it means our experiences, our voices in Michigan, our needs will be heard.
Senator Stabenow chairs the Agriculture Committee, and Senator Carl Levin oversees Armed Services, that has broad authority for funding our military actions around the globe.
Well, hopefully it means that the issues which are so important to us in Michigan will have a greater kind of focus on them, both legislatively here in the Senate or in the House of Representatives, that when it comes to getting language in laws or amendments in bills, that we'll have a greater opportunity to succeed in that effort.
In the House, Mike Rogers runs the Intelligence Committee, and he thinks that Michigan's clout on Capitol Hill is a plus.
Nobody's been hit harder than Michigan. 1 million jobs in the last decade lost. Our median income down $1,000 per family. I mean, all of those problems hit in the last decade. So given that, you have an opportunity now to have 5 members of this of the United States Congress, both Senate and House, that can bring those problems here, see those problems through those eyes, and develop solutions that help the rest of the country, but also help the state of Michigan.
Perhaps the most influential committees that Michigan representatives control are Energy and Commerce. They look into everything from gas prices, internet rules, to health care. And Ways and Means. That committee is in charge of all tax policy for the country.
Well, it is important because as chairman, you get to help control the agenda. You get to decide the hearings. You get to, actually, for me, I get to determine the subcommittees that the 31 Republicans actually serve on. You get to pick the staff. You get to fit the direction of where things go, but you're also at the leadership table. So in the House, Mike Rogers, Dave Camp, and Fred Upton are at the leadership table, working with them as we shape the legislation that ultimately comes to the House floor. So it is a big deal for the state of Michigan.
These are issues that affect almost every aspect of our lives, and I think we're really committed to trying to get Michigan back on track, get Michigan the kind of place I grew up in, so that our children and grandchildren can have those tremendous opportunities.
So what does all that clout get us? Well, no doubt there will be some advantages for Michigan, but it doesn't mean that every state issue will be a slam dunk. Just last week, a vote on Asian carp, closing the locks in Chicago to keep the fish out of the Great Lakes, was defeated despite Michigan's influence. I'm Rick Albin, 24-Hour News 8.